Hey guys, what's up? It's Born a Brawler back for day 7, that's one full week, of the Pokemon TCG Pocket journey. We're going to try and go completely free to play. To keep tradition, I would start out this video with another card that I am very favored for. Super young in my childhood, I managed to end up getting this Lugia from Neo Genesis. I think this one's actually a little expensive, I don't know, but again, just on my side here, I'll actually show a full image of it so that you can give it a proper look. Wasn't even technically a card I pulled, it was one from a collection that we had bought from some eBay or Craigslist option when I was much younger, and it really did become a favorite. I've tried to keep it in good condition, and it's not there, but giving it as much as love as I can now. But of course, now that we are looking at TCG Pocket, we're going to go ahead and get our stuff done for the day. We'll go ahead and open our 2 booster packs because those are available. So this is going to be one of the first days I think I will decide to double up on a Mewtwo pack. Really, I've seen, you know, from the very top kind of preview, it does look like you are more likely to get some of the psychic Pokemon from this. Or I could get a Articuno EX. That is very nice, very beautiful. Attack does 10 damage to each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. I am not actually against doing bench damage. I think that that's a fantastic thing, and attacking with this up to 4 times could get some sneaky KOs, especially if your opponent's retreated a Pokemon that, you know, they thought was going to be safe. So you know what? Super, super grateful for that. Might throw it in a water deck if I get to create one. Nice. And going to open our next pack here. We'll go ahead and just use the one that's right in front of us once more. Scyther, Farfetch'd, that's actually a really cool one to get since we've been leaning on him a bunch. Cottony, Lickitung, and Mewtwo EX. Okay, today was an exceptionally good day for opening packs here. We have Psychic Sphere for 50 and Psydrive for 150. That should KO just about anything. Just requires 2 energies to be discarded. Pretty amazing. So before I return home and we do something like our Wonder Pick, of course, we're going to go ahead and add these to the collection, make sure that they're all nice and neat in here. But there was something else that I kind of neglected. I really haven't spoken about it at all, though, and that's this thing here in the corner with the points. There hasn't really been a guide here, I don't think. They haven't told you that this is even a thing that exists, so we're going over it now. You accumulate pack points by using pack stamina to open booster packs. You can exchange a set amount of pack points for cards of your choosing. Opening booster packs of a given expansion earns you pack points for that expansion. Those points can be exchanged for cards that that appear in that expansion. An expansion is a group of similarly labeled booster packs. You can view different expansions by tapping select other booster packs at the bottom right part of the pack screen. I had to read that over a couple times just to get it even right. So this is actually a exchange system. You're gonna have to pull a lot of packs to get through. So say, for example, something just like this rare Vileplume is 150 pack points. Something like the Executor EX that we pulled, which, you know, not really fantastic, probably just getting it for the collection, is 500 pack points. It's a lot. But it is very, 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 very good that this system is here. I'm going to put my phone down here a little bit to talk about that. So there does exist in a lot of other TCG online games, these kind of currencies where you can either trade cards in for materials, convert them, and then use those same materials to actually create completely new cards for, you know, to facilitate the thought that you are actually getting what you're wanting. Right. So say, for example, I pull something super extremely rare in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, but it's not really a card I'm looking for or a card I plan to play with. You can convert that into material, and then that material can be used for something else. Now, that does usually mean you do have to get about 3 of those cards at like the UR level is basically what I'm talking about. To really match what you would have to trade in for another UR. especially when it comes on rarities, because, you know, it could be to 3 or 5 or whatever you're getting in terms of like the trade-in value. But this, it's pretty simple. You just open packs, and as you continue to open packs and get dupes, you will accumulate more pack points. I do think that this is a necessary system for something like this. For a collectible card game where it's completely up to chance what you'll get. And if I just go to the catalog here and I, you know, scroll all the way to the bottom, you know, disregarding all the cards we're missing, that is 228 cards that we have run into here. And that's not including the cards that are probably just part of the base set. This is like the Lieutenant Surge card, which is a part of the trainers, which, you know, you'll see here is 226. These extra cards here are basically extras. So you're not even taking into account the technical commons, uncommons, all of that you would still be missing from the collection as well. So I do think that this is a super necessary feature for the game to have. Again, the fact that I haven't gone over it until now, that's my bad. We'll go ahead and get our daily gifts for the day here. Again, just something super quick you can take care of, and we're going to take a look at the Wonder Pick. Gonna go ahead and scroll through these just so that y'all can see them. Nothing super great. About the most I saw was that Charmander gallery. I'll cut away here in just a second. I'm gonna scroll back up because I may have skipped some of these. May have been hard for y'all to see. But yeah, I think I am going to go ahead and cut here just to see what I decide on. So I think I'm actually going to do 2 Wonder Picks today. We're going to start with this one just to see if we can kind of hit a card that we just don't have as part of our collection. We'll pick the one in the bottom right here. I think the Swoopbat's the one we have already. I have noticed that the Wonder Picks have not been very gracious in terms of giving us brand new cards so far. Go ahead and send that through. And I'm going to do another one because something that I saw as a worry is that this will fill all the way back up in 1 hour and 17 minutes. So that goes by, and then another 12 hours go by, and then by that point I would have technically wasted some time in terms of getting a additional Wonder Pick that I could take care of. And we have so many here that we can just go ahead and take a look at doing another one. I do think that this one's probably the next one we'll go with. The only one we're missing here, or the only one we have here, is Rapidash. We're gonna see if it's Rapidash. Picking the top right. Awfully convenient that most of these that I've been picking so far have all been the exact same cards. Let me go ahead and complete this though. And I'll click claim. Click OK. And again, we still got some flares that we need to accomplish here, but it should be fine. Is there saying there's more missions that I completed? Oh yes, this is for the 70 cards. Good deal. Making our way closer to 80. We're gonna go over to the battle portion now, so that way we can get done with some of these. We're gonna move on to the step-up battle, and now we do actually have a fight versus the Venusaur EX. I do expect that these will be a little bit harder, not only in terms of the opponent's AI, but also just the Pokemon we'll be fighting too. And we will be given a disadvantage here when it comes to our type weakness. But some of our Pokemon are weak to Grass, and some of our Pokemon are weak to Psychic, as you'll see here with Meanfu. Looks like that wasn't too excellent of a starting hand from our opponent, which is good. That's what we want to see. Let me go ahead and force the Pokeball, so that way I can make sure that I'm at least drawing another basic. Hitmonchan is acceptable. Go ahead and use a Professor's Research here. Farfetch, that's another good one. And actually, I think what I'd like to do is I am going to attach to the Hitmonchan and use this X-Speed to go ahead and retreat Meanfu. The reason being is that Hitmonchan is doing 30 damage. So guaranteed to knock out Execute on the next turn. Unless you evolve. But just see how I was like trying to plan for some extra damage there. That was the ideal future I was saying. I'm trying to think ahead and see what will be able to KO this Exeggutor. I feel like we go ahead and place down Sandshrew. Keep Hitmonchan in. So it'll be 70, so if we happen to draw into Sandslash this turn, that would be the best case scenario. We don't have a way to search out Sandslash, which is unfortunate. And that just healed 50 damage. Okay, that is extremely unlucky on our part. I guess lucky enough that we're not getting absolutely wrecked by this Exeggutor, but it's still doing enough damage that it is not any fun. What's even worse is that this Execute here would just do enough to this Hitmonchan, so I think I'm going to have to hold on to the... No, that's okay. I think I'm going to have to hold on to the Sabrina for now. We need to see some of our evolutions here. I've really noticed that even for the opponents here, there is no luck in getting these stomps. And the big issue is, oh man. Okay, I think I actually need to retreat Farfetch'd here. I'm a little bit too afraid that they will hit a heads and then Farfetch'd will be down in one hit. At least with Mean Shao here, we can force them to try and get a 2-turn knockout or a multiple turn knockout. Okay, so as of current, we're out of the threshold of any of their damaging attacks at the moment. So we can attack here with not too much worry. I guess we'll start building up Onyx here. I was not actually keeping track of that Exeggutor was going to be living on 10 HP there. That's unfortunate. Ah, there we go. That's that early KO. Okay. I think we've actually lost here because most of our Pokemon are weak to their attacks. So even if I were to... Okay, this is one of the biggest complaints I have, is that it feels like trying to look at Pokemon is a little bit tedious. Because yeah, they put in Ivysaur here and they just KO. They put in... If I put in Sandslash... Well, if I did put in Sandslash, I wouldn't get KO'd, but I'd still have to take a turn. Yeah. I don't think there's any way for me to win this, unfortunately. Too far behind. Because all I need to do is attach a Grass Energy here. Yep. And that'd be the first loss. Yeah, just did not draw into any of our evolutions there. That is very rough. So yeah, even if you lose, you don't... Or I had mentioned in an earlier episode that if you lose that you might still require rewards. No, you definitely do not. You win or you lose. Yeah, see, the first time rewards is what I was taking a look at. We're gonna give that a try again. Again, we just don't have anything in the fighting deck that's necessarily synergistic. I do like seeing Sandshrew here, though, because that does mean we are going to at least have an evolution ready. But this Vine Whip here has also got me super scared, because they are going to have the advantage on attaching energies. Nope, I will not use a supporter. I am actually going to let them pass turn and see if they attach. They did not attach the Bulbasaur. Definitely thought they would. So nothing they have right now can currently KO us. I expect they may have attached the execute because I have Executor in hand. That is exactly what happened. I'm gonna go ahead and retreat, and so they can KO us here, and they did. Okay, once again playing behind. That is not good. Yeah, having 180 or 130 HP is something that we really cannot manage. Okay, that's painful that you made me draw into another Sand Slash there. Not salty about that at all. Alright. They did go ahead and give us this Rattata, so that'll be at least one prize for taking. Or 1 point, as it were. Ivysaur, definitely dangerous here. Go ahead and do some draws. Drawing into another Professor's Research. Okay. I'm gonna put Onix on the bench, but it's kind of rough that we're going to have to rely on Marowak EX here to get some of these KOs and just to sponge some damage. Because yeah, our opponent is off to the races. So a Razor Leaf won't KO Hitmonchan here. I think I am going to go ahead and leave them in. And that'd be why. Oh, well, we still won't be KO'd here yet. And they've already taken a point. I think we have to make an aggressive play here. So it's all or nothing. That's not gonna do it. We are actually going to live this next turn, guaranteed. Yeah, even if he had done Giant Bloom, we would have been just shy of getting KO'd. So we are going to retreat, use Spiral Kick. And from my understanding, we will get 2 points from this. There we go. Yeah, it was very important that Marowak EX hit at least one of those flips. Very close to Not making it out of the trenches there. Having to do it another go, but doing okay. And we'll go ahead and do another battle versus the Charizard deck. Get to go first. Did open up Hitmonchan. And I would also say that Pokeball and Professor's Research is also really good here too. Just need to get some more basic Pokemon here. Or if I do get basic Pokemon, get the ones that can evolve into these, the ones I have in my hand. With what he has on his bench right now, I'm leaning towards putting out Sandshrew and Hitmonchan. I know I already have a Hitmonchan here. I think the one thing I like about him most is that within 2 turns, Hitmonchan can usually KO any basic, and that his 80 HP makes him pretty decent at actually surviving at least a couple turns long enough for me to get in a hit and then retreat. Play Professor's Research. Get a Sabrina here. Sandslash is also an excellent card to see here because if our opponent doesn't start drawing into any of their actual evolutions, I had to say it, then we should be okay. I do think we are in an advantageous position here. I am not going to use the support yet. I want to get this KO, and then I would, at that point, I would assume they would put out Rapidash. Correct. Because they will be able to KO Hitmonchan from here. That's really unfortunate. I was hoping that I could Sabrina and just grab a easy KO on the Charmander. This is still a good position though, because we're forcing them to put in something that is going to have a very high cost for them to dedicate to saving it. Because the only Pokemon that could save here after a hit is Moltres. We're going with Charizard EX here, but Charizard EX does take a long time to get up and running. Thankfully for us, our Sandslash here will be able to run through the Rapidash, and next turn will be able to grab the KO. I'm going to do this. I'm going to save Sandslash so that way we're making certain that we will keep the option of doing 70 damage here. And Mienshao will be able to just go ahead and finish off the Rapidash. Alright, they do promote Charizard. And again, good news is Mienshao should, no matter what, be able to take one attack here. The biggest issue I am running into right now is we really needed Pokemon that can do a little bit more damage here. Because as you can see, I really need... Okay. Thinking about how I should go about this. So if I do a retreat into Sandslash, Sandslash does 70, we'll have 70 remaining. After Sandslash gets KO'd, I put up Hitmonchan. If he hasn't used Crimson Storm, Hitmonchan can at least live a slash. But this is going to be heavily dependent on how smart or not smart the AI is. Because I can dance around this enough to the point where I can get myself a KO. I do think he should... Like, he would have to use Crimson Storm here. Yeah, no, he's using another slash. Yep, so we have nothing else here that can take a Crimson Storm. And I think that is Dunskies for... yeah, we just attached another energy there. And just in case this doesn't KO. Yeah, 200 damage is a little bit too much for us to have to fiddle with. Okay. Got close there. We're going to give it one more attempt, and even if I don't beat it, that'll probably be our last battle for this video. You are starting to see, though, where some of the pain points can be in trying to build your own deck. The only really good Pokemon and type we have right now is fighting. And I'm not even going to say something like super abrupt, like, you know, fighting, oh, it's such a terrible archetype, like you can't get anything done just by playing this. That's not really what I want to say, but especially with something like a Marowak EX, you don't really feel a lot of agency or control in what you're doing to try and find a win condition. For Marowak EX, it is completely up to chance, whereas something like the Venusaur and the Charizard, they're both just solid attackers, have a lot of HP, they're able to put out moves that will probably KO basic Pokemon and have moves that can KO Pokemon that are not basic. They just seem far more reliable. And again, if you are to hit some amazing odds with Marowak EX, you know, you're in the game, but really taking a chance. Trust me, I am not a gambling man. If I am trying to win a game, I am going to try and play it as squeaky clean as possible. I'm going to go ahead and use the X speed here. Something tells me probably going to evolve into Charmeleon next turn. See what he sends up. Goes ahead and gives it the Salandit, so we will at least be taking a lead here. Was ready for the Charmeleon. Alright, this is a much better position here. So I'm going to go ahead and prepare both of my Pokemon on the bench to attack next turn. If Charmeleon stays and is at 60, then we'll go... Okay. Then we can slash for KO. But here we have Charizard EX, which is going to slash us for KO. And again, at this point, there is not really an option we have other than kind of trying to go all in. So we are going to send in Marowak EX. because at this point in the game we were unfortunately playing a little too slow. If I had 2 sand slashes, I might have felt more safe putting in just one or the other. We'll see, that is a tails and another tails. Okay. And that is just the game. 0 damage. Woo. I think to actually get through these, I might have to do something like use a loner deck from here on out. Because the fighting type Pokemon that they kind of gifted us here at the beginning are just not cutting it. But alright, yep, I'm going to say that that will be it for that. However, because it has been a week, I do want to give a better overview. You can go ahead and skip this if you want to, but one of the things I do want to kind of talk about now are my criticisms of the game. I have given the game a lot of praise. I do think it is excellent as a casual experience. I think leaning more into the collectible part of the trading card game is a very unique thing. Somehow is a unique thing that not a lot of other collectible card games, trading card games, and the like have really tried in their digitized format. Again, Master Duel, Hearthstone, the Magic the Gathering Arena, other things like that. They have obviously these cards in real life that you can get, but actually having them and seeing them being collected is not really a huge part of that. The only game that I can really compare that to right now is Marvel Snap. I'm pretty biased there because I've been playing Marvel Snap for a little over a year now, and I've kept with the game pretty consistently. I don't purchase every season pass every month because there are just some heroes I care about, some villains I don't care about. You kind of get the gist with that. I do really just play it by feel when it comes to a game like that, but they do have literal collections, and that, even though that wasn't a feature in there since the very beginning, they did make sure that, hey, for these variants, all this stuff, you are actually building a collection. And I feel like that's one of the more unique things about Marvel Snap that has also contributed to its success. But for everything I have to say good about this game, there are some pain points. One of the smaller ones I do want to go ahead and lean into are the mission structure here. So right here, yeah, this is what it was trying to get me to do earlier since I got the Mewtwo. So you'll see, actually I'll have to go to the advanced missions here. You'll see at the very top, it has the kind of bar and it progresses and it has the number above it that says 9. This is really just a UI UX design sort of complaint, but it really doesn't make sense for the number to be up there. Because to me, what that looks like is it looks like I'm getting 9 hourglasses. Whereas I think if you were to move that bubble right next to the track, it would mean, hey, 9 missions. These are the ones that you've completed so far, that's what you know. And this has 120 pack hourglasses. I mean, again, this is a super small issue, but the readability of a game like this, especially one that you're going to see in your day-to-day, or you're trying to keep people in your day-to-day, trying to make things as like immediately obvious as possible. I mean, it's kind of necessary for something like this. Again, there are going to be people in the comments or just whoever else who view this and is like, what is this dude talking about? But I've played a numerous amount of games where they just kind of put the UI UX design on the back burner and it's just something that gets overlooked. And then you'll hear complaints from people saying, hey, well, I wonder why this is this way. And I do feel like since this game is still in early access, of all things that they have to update, that's something that's not that difficult to take care of. I did go ahead and obtain that loner Mewtwo deck, but I'm just going to add and leave that for now. The second thing I would also kind of have a complaint about, and it could literally just be my luck, is the Wonder Pick rates. So far, and I'm pretty sure I would be able to check the footage for the past 4 Wonder Picks I've done, they've all been duplicates. That's kind of strange when it comes to trying to get to these, when you're building a collection and you have a 1 in 5 chance of hitting a different card, and 4 of those times it's been a card that I've had in my collection already. That is suspicious. Again, it could be complete luck. there's really nothing that we would be able to do unless somebody went deep down into the actual rates or pulls of the system to see if there was something like that, if that was even possible. But it is noticeable, and that is something that, whether or not it's really hindering my experience, is not, I would say, the biggest thing, but it is still something that is kind of disappointing, because about the only thing you can use with duplicates is getting the flares, but you also need so many cards to even obtain flares. And I don't want to like complain about flares right now or anything like that. You know, when the game starts rolling, and again, especially I'm not using any of this pack hourglass, right? If I were playing probably per normal or as expected when it comes to, you know, just being able to open packs and build an entire collection within a week, this still seems like something that seems really, really slow, despite the fact that it is supposed to seem like a shortcut to getting better cards. Or not even necessarily better cards, but just cards you don't already own. I've been getting a lot of the same, so that's just another complaint I have there. But I do want to say, again, overall, and turn things just a little bit back, in my experience just playing free-to-play, it has been fine. You know, the game is not asking too much of my time. It's not, you know, giving me notifications every other hour saying, hey, you have a pack to open, hey, have you completed this mission, hey, this set's currently available, things like that. You know, they're not egging you to completely be absorbed by the game and just, you know, this is all your day is gonna be, because there are games that definitely do that. This is not one of them. And I do think that, you know, just the slow progression for a lot of people is going to be fine. You're not going to have any issues with that. I think that some people will either keep with the game or maybe drop it. And it really depends on their expectations coming in, I think. Again, early in release, technically not out worldwide yet, so a lot of this could change. But as of right now, I am still enjoying my time with the game. I still think that the battling is great. I just think that our collection needs to be bolstered a little bit, which again is at this point a personal handicap because we are not using the hourglasses. So again, there are no complaints I have with the battle system right now, especially because we are still obtaining the pre-built decks and loaner decks slowly. So there is nothing about battles right now that I really have a qualm about. I think that once we do get to something that we can land on that'll be a little bit more reliable is probably when I can give a more fair judgment on that. But in any case, don't want to keep y'all here with my terrible rambling any longer. I do appreciate you taking this journey with me. Still on the way to the 30 days, and hopefully at the end of it, still be a bright future for Pokemon TCG Pocket. I've been Born a Brawler. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I hope you're having a fantastic night or day wherever you may be. See ya!